Welcome back to Next Top Singer. We are still in the casting round. Please watch episode 1 for an introduction. Auditions may still be open, so please check the description for updated information. To make it in, you have to get a yes signal from at least 2 of the judges. 2 no signals means you are out. If you make it in, please read the description for instructions, and don't forget to confirm your role.
And I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful, like a rainbow.
Sammy. By the way, I actually remember that I called Sammy in past deliberation because my cousin is named Sammy, by the way.
Oh.
So, just a sidetrack there. Okay, personally, I'm not a fan of continuous head voice, especially if it's not 100% clean. You need to show a bit more register for an audition. So I gave this a 3 and a no.
Same for me, 3 and a no. I think when there's that many timing issues, it's just a sign that you just don't have rhythm down yet, haven't got that nailed. Need to do a bit of work with the metronome and get that part dialed in. And because if you're trying to follow a backing and meet cues and work with a band in the future and whatever, if you haven't got the timing down, you haven't got a chance of making it work. So it just seemed too far off on that front, and it distracted me too much from any other aspects.
It was a no for me. I was a little bit nicer than you guys. I gave a 5. I think there's a nice voice there, but there was just a lot of pitch issues. There was really no emotion. It was way too timid, which caused the transition into the higher notes to kind of miss the mark. I still think this is another case of some vocal training to bring out the confidence and fix some pitching issues would be appropriate. So while I think maybe in the future they may be ready to come back and try again, I just don't think they are ready for the competition right now. So it's a no from me.
It's kind of interesting to see which scores correspond to a yes or no for us. I mean, a 5 is still a no for you. That's interesting.
Well, 5 is where I'm on the fence, where I'm kind of teetering between maybe yes, maybe no. 9 out of 10, it usually kind of teeters towards the no side, but sometimes there might be just enough to kind of sway me over to the other side. But this one, it was a no for me.
Yeah, like potential, maybe. I mean, for me, that score is 4.5, because I think you need to be more than average to get through for me. But still, if I hear potential, then I can still say yes, even if it's 4.5. So that's kind of this score for me.
Yeah.
The minimum.
タイトロープは崩れる壊されるパッパッパッパ飛んだレイディライトめがけて無様にくねかれるパッパッパッパその将来はいに気ままにロンリーロンリー愛と言葉でロンリーロンリー愛も変わらず後悔なんてない
Hey, it's amazing.
La la la, I'm ready. This lover, baby. 愛のその様に来る引く手にまさに This lover, crazy 愛のその人の目笑い愛してる過ぎてことまで好きすぎる一つ二つで Lie love you その言葉でそのことしてちゃまままま
Right, this is a no from me and a 1.5. Trying to cover a Japanese Vocaloid and then failing. Well, no surprise that's going to happen, is it?
I agree, actually. I mean, usually it's not a good song choice to cover a robot song, just in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I think, okay, I don't completely disagree with your score, but I think it's a little bit harsh, though. I mean, for me, you do have energy, but it was pitchy and a lot of talking, and that's not what this really is about. But I gave this 3.5 still.
Pretty much on the same page. I think there's something there, but it just wasn't a good audition, and it wasn't a good audition song. Song choices really key. Knowing the song really well is really key, and it just didn't feel like maybe Plague really knew the song enough, like didn't have that kind of personal level with the song. I don't know, something was off. I still think there's potential there, but I don't think it's potential that's ready for this competition. competition. So I said no, and I gave a 3.
You nearly drove me out of my head, while you never shed a tear. I remember all that you said. Told me love was too plebeian. Told me you were through with me. And now you say you love me. Well, just to prove you do, come on and cry me a river. Cry me a river. I cry the river over you.
Strong, really nice voice, very jazzy in a way. I would like to hear more of a range, but to me there's a lot of promise. I said yes, and I gave a 7.
For me, you kind of remind me of Megan from last season, actually. You have this kind of smooth quality to your voice.
I don't know why I didn't come.
But there was no wow moment in the song for me. So I can't give this more than a 6, but it's still a yes.
A lot of the character compared to what the song should actually be was kind of sucked out of it for me, but passable and plenty to be going forward.
I meant the 2019 season, by the way, not last season. Do you remember Megan?
Yep.
Yeah.
With summer gone and winter near, she whispers sad but true. Maybe need some time away, thinking there's a better place than here. Somewhere that the sun still shines, when love sees through their lies. Where pain is all but real to me. Got you digging a hole, get up from your knees. This feeling is real. So if I still say we're players in this game, not pawns, we're meant to see the day when love lives in perfect harmony with soul.
Carolyn Douthat. I don't know. Phoebe Begadoodoo. No, I don't know. How do you say that?
I just put Carolyn D because I wasn't about to try. So I'm terrible with names.
Me too. Don't get me started. Carolyn D. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Okay, Mark.
Missing a lot of the dynamic compared to the original track, but again, good enough, and I think slightly better than strong 10 in terms of what they're bringing forward and what they're showing.
Comparing them to each other already. That's interesting. Okay, so Carolyn, I think your runs are good and I love that. You have some dynamics, but I still need more. More dynamics and a little bit more range too.
I said for Carolyn, that beautiful voice, that one run that you did was definitely one of my favorite runs that I have heard in the competition. I thought it was the most controlled run that I've heard. I would like to hear just a little bit more dynamics in that voice, but I think that there is such a strong foundation. I can't give any lower than an 8.5. So
Yeah, I
screw
really
you all.
like this actually. I felt that maybe I was a bit harsh on this, I don't know, with the score.
Well, you're not Mark, so
Yeah, at least.
you got that going for you.
Yeah. Ooh, I'm really interested in the next one then.
There's something about you in the moonlight, but your eyes go so well with the day. You won't let go of your layers, but your power can strip me away. It's easier for us to hide if you come out than so will I. Promise that I'll meet you halfway. 'Cause I see every part of you, and I can tell you see me too, by the way that you say my name. I am an honest man Why can't you take my hand? I'm not what you planned, but I'm a safe place to land. I am an honest man.
Ooh, I'm really interested in the next one then.
ShoSheepy?
Yeah, what Mark scored on that. I'm really interested in your reasons on that. Because you said you weren't going to give more than a 6.
Yeah, I mean, do you want me to kick off with this one then and put you out your misery?
No.
Yes.
I have to.
Too late.
Okay, sure.
So 5.5 and a yes from me. What could have probably blown away and put the biggest score on the board overall was masked by a stack load of reverb and extreme compression. So dial it back on the effects a little bit. Let us see what you're really bringing to the table. And to be honest, it's probably better than the score I would have given you.
Thank you.
If you think it's
reverb.
probably better, then why don't you give it better?
Because I can't tell. If there's extreme compression sucking out parts of sustain or adding sustain to it, I just can't tell. If I'm looking at a vocal effect and it's adding or taking away, then I don't really know what the actual performance is. I've just got to go on what I'm hearing.
Yep.
Okay, ShoSheepy, I think you should just brush that off because I was blown away by this. You have such a great power in your voice and unique quality in your voice. I mean, this is pretty much everything I'm looking for. But I do agree with Mark that the reverb was kind of overdone, so be careful with that because that's really not necessary and it can actually hinder a performance. So I gave this a 9.5. It's my highest score so far.
Okay, I gave a 7. Lost several points that what I would have give if it wasn't for that overuse of that echo chamber. What people don't understand is that the reverb and echo chamber, when you do it too strong, it can actually detract rather than enhance. And in this case, it really detracted. It was distracting. It was distorting the voice for me. I think the voice is actually better than what I heard, even though what I heard was really good. So you got to watch that mix. You got to watch what kind of effects you're using. If you overdo effects, you're going to lose points because we want to hear your real voice and we don't want it to be tampered with too much. So I'm giving it a yes, but I am saying that it's going to be a 7 rather than I would have given it like an 8.5 or possibly a 9 if that reverb wasn't there. So he's got to watch that.
Yeah, I deducted a 0.5 because of the reverb. I don't think that he deserved that low of a score just because of the reverb.
No, it was too much. I mean, that should have been something that should have been quite obvious. I would have listened back to that and I would have been like, whoa, that's just too echoey. I better pull back and then redo it and then submit. But to submit that with such an echo, no, that's naughty.
I knew that was gonna be a problem, but I was still blown away by it, so I can't give it less than a 9.5. I don't think it was so bad like I have heard in the past. Like where you could barely hear the voice. I still heard the voice. But yes, do be careful with the reverb next time.
Okay, Emily.
I really thought you were going to score that one higher. Did not expect that.
You were wrong.
No,
like usual.
You were both wrong. I'm never gonna get over this.
I'm lying on the moon, my dear, I'll be there soon. It's a quiet and sorry place, time's fair swallowed up in space. We're here a million miles away.
Lowest score of the episode for me so far, I gave a 2. It was really off key. It was just the wrong song. There was one nice hold near the end where you could just hear the start of something that could have been really nice, a really nice voice. But I really think that Emily needs to go to vocal lessons and learn control and pitch and then come back at a later time. Unfortunately, this is not her time.
I agree. This was very pitchy, so you need pitch training. But But you did give some energy though, so I gave this a 1.5, which is still my lowest score of the day, but it's not the absolute lowest, so I guess that's something.
That's flatter than my morning pancakes. I mean, come on. Really?
I knew we were gonna save you for last. I knew you were gonna say something like that. Are you still
And
there?
that's all he's got to say. He's just so done with it at that point.
Next.
Next.
Fair enough. We have to get through this now, so we can't be too slow on this.
Don't do love, don't do friends. I'm only after success. Don't need a relationship. I'll never soften my grip. Don't want cash, don't want car. Want it fast, want it hard. Don't need money, don't need fame. I just want to make a change. I just wanna change. I just wanna change. I just wanna change. I just wanna change. I know exactly what I want and who I want to be. I know exactly why I walk and talk like a machine. I'm now becoming my own self-fulfilled prophecy. Oh, oh no, oh no, oh no. I'm gonna live, I'm gonna fly, I'm gonna fail, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna live, I'm gonna fly, I'm gonna fail, gonna die.
This was quite whimsical. The song choice suits your voice really well, but it wasn't entirely clean on the high notes. It sounds a bit strained, but still I gave this a 6.5.
Okay, I'm going to go next, and I'm going to say just don't listen to anything that Petri just said. I thought the high note was actually lovely. I thought it was very nice voice. I love that soft vibrato, and I gave a yes with an 8.5.
I think you need to re-listen to that, Andrea.
I think you need to bite me.
Maybe I will.
Well, it's a good job there's three of us, because that's a straight 2.5 and a no from me.
Oh my god.
Timing off.
Wow.
A lot of high notes missed.
Screw you.
Well, at least he kind of agreed with me on the high notes, but no more.
No, that high note was lovely. I heard a high note in there that was very pretty.
I heard a bit of strain in it, so I can't say it was that great, but I did like it overall, so.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Mark.
She's just going to have to go improve Mark wrong.
Yeah.
He's always up for the challenge. He's willing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It has happened many times before.
Yeah, sometimes they end up being Mark's favorite in the end, so.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, weren't you the one who almost gave a no to Heather in season 2019 in her first audition?
I think I did. I think
And
I
what
got
happened with her?
outvoted 2-1, and then I fought super heavily for her in the final and turned around to 2-1 for her to win the thing.
Exactly. So don't be discouraged. Anything can happen in this show, like we all have seen, especially when Mark is here.
On the second floor of the children's ward, a gunfight's going on. It started late at night, now it's dragging into dawn. The thread of life still clings to the tubes in the machines. A barely conscious little boy's not sure what it means. So his fantasies will comfort him and make it very clear it's just him against the outlaws, and his friends are finally here. For Bucky and the Cowboys, it's a rocky trail ahead, trying to fight the bad guys from a hospital bed. Look out, and that's it.
There was a very nice voice, but not enough emotion or range in the song chosen to really give me a great idea of where you can go in the competition. I gave a 5, but it's a 5 leaning to no.
Okay, well, for me, Robert, I was not blown away, but you did have energy and some power. It was a rather cool, raspy tone, which I'm a big fan of. I laughed at the ending, though, so I hope that is a one-time thing.
So it was a 4 for me, which is enough to get past. Lots of things to tighten up in a lot of areas, but with some tuning, I think that can absolutely be ironed out over the coming months or so. So looking forward to seeing what else you can bring.
Hello, I'm Kat Woods, and I'm 20 years old and a mezzo-soprano.
I'll be singing Someone Like You by Adele. Enjoy. Old friend, why are you so shy? Ain't like you to hold back or hide from the light. I hate to turn up out of the blue uninvited, but I couldn't stay away. I couldn't fight it. I'd hoped you'd see my face and then you'd be reminded that for me it isn't over. Never mind, I'll find someone like you. I wish nothing but the best for you too. Don't forget me, I beg. I remember you said sometimes it lasts in love, but sometimes it hurts instead. Yeah.
Doesn't get lost in the song, which is something that a lot of Adele attempts can end up being, but rushy in points and loses some of the dynamics, so definitely some improvements to be made, but a solid effort for a tough song choice.
You actually remind me of a Swedish singer called Anna Bergendahl, who was also in Swedish Idol 2008, I think.
Hey, shut up. Don't lie to me. You think I'm blind? I got eyes to see.
Because you have this warm tone and divine vibrato. It was a little bit too coy for me though, so you need a bit more confidence.
Lovely voice. To me, the vibrato was on point. I think it works for your voice really well. I really love that upper register. That's it.
強くなれるよした僕を連れて進め泥だらけのそまたによこわばる心震える手は掴みたいもんがあるそれだけさ夜の匂いに空に何でも変わっていけるのは自分自身だけそれだけさ強くなれる理由した僕を連れて進め
Nice voice, maybe not the best song choice. I didn't get the range or emotion that I would have really have liked for an audition song, but I still think the voice has something unique that may actually work out, and I do want to bring Iggy back and hear just a smidge more.
Makes me want to start listening to J-pop again here in Red Lotus again after a couple of years. Really enjoyed that, but I think compared to the original, there is a stack load missing in terms of dynamic, but with a better song choice next time out, I think there's a lot of potential.
I'm pretty much on the same page as you guys, but I think Iggy that you sang this quite sensually actually. It's pretty smart to flirt with your audience through your voice, because that brings people over definitely. You have a lot of potential, but like they said, there was no wow moment in this. But I still really liked it, so I give this a 7.5.
I went to war with my mind for you. Every day all alone in my room. Wonder what you're doing here. Second chance full of fear. Every day I feel the same. Can someone just hold me? Maybe I'm crazy, just call me psycho. This isn't love, it's insanity. Everything's hazy, memories hate me. This isn't love, it's anxiety. I'ma burn down this house just so I'll forget. So I'll stop falling down when you kiss me next.
Should I really go first on this? I don't know.
It's your turn, so...
Okay, Finley, to be honest, I kinda wrinkled my eyebrows when I listened to this because it was this continuous head voice, which I'm not really a fan of, especially when it's not clean enough, and it wasn't. And there was no oomph in this. And I remember you from season 2019, actually. You showed a lot more register in that, so this was kind of a step back for me. I gave this a 2.5, but that doesn't mean you have no talent. It just means I didn't like this this particular audition.
I think you actually have a very nice voice, but the song choice was just not great. You also need to phrase things a little better. To me, you were going so fast that the words just didn't seem to come out clearly. There also was just really no range to get an idea of where you are vocally. So it was just passable, but I don't want passable. I want something that's going to be a wow, or that's going to show me that there's a chance or room for progress. And I just don't think this audition was it.
Timing, nope. Pitch, nope. Breathing, nope. Just too many technical issues.
Finley actually got into the 2019 season, so it just goes to show that the song choice is important and the delivery is important on the audition song itself.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily about you having talent or not, it's about the audition itself. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
We played all night in the river, and we brought back the eastern summer's day. The high hills around us called out our names, back when we thought that life was just a game. And we squandered it away like two men at war, all the shouting and the banging and the knocking at the door. But little did we know what was still to come. Now look at us, we're living like the slums.
Bridget or Bridgette?
I said Bridget.
Bridget? Okay, Bridget.
But I'm not the best pronouncer of names, especially foreign names, so I don't know.
Okay.
Andrea?
Oh, it's my turn?
I have no idea.
Okay, well, I'll just go. I think Bridget has a very nice voice, but it might be a little green for the competition compared to other entries. I really think that she may need to take a little time to grow, work with a vocal coach, and then come back if we have another season and try again. She's got a really great base to work with. She's got a very lovely voice, but she just needs to let it grow a little bit. So for me, it ended up being a no, just to give her time to grow, not because she doesn't have the talent.
Yeah, it's pass from me. Short entry and then not enough quality in what we got to see the potential to make it work this season.
Well, I'm gonna be the outlier here. I think this was a little bit nasal and there was no range or dynamics, but this was on pitch mainly, which is mainly what I'm looking for, so I actually gave this a 5 and a yes.
Okay.
But I guess I don't have a strong opinion on it, so I'm not gonna fight about that.
Yeah.
But mainly, I do think... No, I'm gonna save that if I need it. I'm not gonna say it now. I'm gonna save my argument for later, maybe.
Oh, okay.
We'll see, depending on your votes.
That's when I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home, far across the river. Can you hear freedom calling, calling me to answer? Keep on keeping on, I can feel it in my bones.
It wasn't on the right key, so it was kind of off pitch for a lot of the song. Song choice is so important. Again, it's not a knock on your talent. It just means that the song was not right. I didn't get the vocal range that I would need to hear to see if there's anything to work with. So knowing your vocal range, finding the song that will best show it off is very important. Sometimes that comes with work and practice and having a really good vocal coach that can teach you those tricks of the trade. So for me, it is a no. And it's a 3.
A 3? Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm gonna be the mean one here, because I'm hearing a lot of strain in this, and it's not on key, and it's horrible audio quality, so you really need a lot of work to make this work. So I actually gave this a 1.
Wow, you're mean.
No, from me, I only use half the time, and the pitch was all over the shop.
Yeah, guys, if you've got a certain amount of time, use it. Use it. Don't just give us, like, if you got 1 minute, don't give us 25 seconds. If you got 30 seconds, don't give us 15. Use the full time you're given.
Exactly.
And you don't have to start from the beginning of the song. That's another thing people have a misconception of. If you can't do an entire song, like if we don't give you 3 minutes to do a 3-minute song, pick the best part of that song, the showstopper part of that song, and give that to us. You don't have to start at the beginning, and if whatever time we give you, utilize it.
Exactly.
Just a word of advice for everybody.
That's really good advice. A lot of people make that mistake.
Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more auditions in the next episode. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.